I believe that the Zebec network, ticker symbol ZBCN, is a must-have in my portfolio, and the reason why is because 10 cents for it during this bull run wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. And the reason why is because I think Zebec could be such a big narrative. Of course, we all know that meme coins, AI projects, they could be massive. However, I do believe that this could also be massive because it's focused on a market that's proven. Take a look at the global trade and finance market. Take a look at the payments market. Want to know two amazing projects that are focused on that? Take a look at Ripple, aka XRP. Take a look at Stellar, aka XLM. We all know how well they did. So this one, man, I think could very well hypothetically be the next big thing. Again, even though nothing I say is financial advice, when I take a look at the Zebec network, what makes it so special is the fact that it's a decentralized infrastructure network for real world value flows. Now, people may be thinking, okay, it's a little bit boring. Who cares about this? Well, I do care about it, and I disagree that it's boring because if I take a look at it, one of their main focuses is RWA payments. Now, people may be thinking, okay, what is RWA? RWA stands for real world asset. Now, if we take a look at RWA tokens, what are they, right? They are physical representations of digital assets on the blockchain. Now, people may be thinking, okay, who cares about that? Well, again, I care because now, for instance, these assets can range from real estate, art, commodities, and even to financial instruments like bonds and stocks. So I think that's massive right there. Now, is Zebec the only project out there that has this aspect, so to speak? Again, like RWA? No, I mean, there's a bunch. But you know what? If anything, it showcases that it's a market that clearly has a bright future, or should I say a sector that has a lot of hypothetical potential, because projects, they're not going to focus on something, in my opinion, usually that has a bad future. So it's not necessarily a bad thing that something that Zebec is focused on is also focused on by many other projects, at least in my opinion. Now, when I take a look at Zebec as well, one of the fantastic things about it is that allegedly one of its investors is something like Circle. Now, Circle, some people may think, okay, what's that? That's actually the creator of USDC, the stablecoin. So that's massive right there. Not to mention, one of their other investors is Solana Ventures. We all know that Solana is massive. So when it comes to a project like this, it's not bad, in my opinion. Now, also, let's take a look at, we'll see that it's even partners with JP Morgan, which is, of course, we all know that. Take a look at Bank of America, Visa, MasterCard, and many others. I mean, man, when I take a look at something like this, it's a big thumbs up for me. It's not the most well-known project out there, but when I take a look at its pure fundamentals, it's really something exciting. Not to mention, we take a look at Zebec allegedly is focused on giving individuals, businesses, investors, and teams faster and easier access to funds and tokens. So that's good. You know, it's a very cool term. However, that term wouldn't really mean much if the statistics were kind of bad. Well, it's actually not bad because we take a look at, there's around 50,000 monthly users. There's 250 payroll enterprise clients. So again, over 200. And its payroll volume is around $1 billion. So again, it may not be the biggest project out there, but the statistics, they back it up. They have some bold statements, but you know what? They back it up through the statistics and partnerships. So the way you take a look at it is that this is something impressive. And again, just to harp back on its investors, take a look at these large-scale enterprises, or let's say in some cases, these large-scale entities. They're not going to want to invest in something that is bad because they have a team, they do their due diligence, they actually research, they're not just doing stuff out on a whim, if that makes sense. And the fact that they were even willing to take a chance on something like Zebec, which is, let's face it, even as of right now, still relatively speaking small project, and even back then, it was like less well known, right? So when I take a look at something like this, I just think it's very impressive. Again, if they're willing to take a chance on a project this up and coming, I think that, if anything, showcases just how fantastic it is. It hasn't really proven itself, though, but isn't that kind of the point? I want to get into something before it's quote-unquote proven itself, and so far it's done a little bit okay, much like I predicted, but there's still ways to go, in my opinion. Now, let's not forget as well, we take a look at, of course, when it comes to Zebec, it is very similar to like XRP and XLM, and again, I think that's a good thing because you take a look at the global trade and finance market. That's really massive, and it's even predicted to be bigger in the future. It's expected to have a market size of up to $5 trillion in value by 2028, according to Mordor Intelligence. Not to mention, the payments market, even as of right now, is valued at over $2 trillion. That figure, by the way, is even bigger than what the AI market is predicted to be worth in 2030. 5 years away at this point, basically. Just think about that. Take a look at how, according to Grandview Research, even the AI market is predicted to be worth nearly $2 trillion, right? Again, nearly by 2030. So again, even the payments market as of right now is already more massive than that, pretty much predicted to 5 years down the line, when compared to, I should say, right? So when I take a look at it, it's a real deal market. No wonder projects like Ripple and Stellar are doing very well. Now, of course, because of the Ripple and SEC case, many developers were kind of apprehensive to join in on the space, hence not that many dynamic competitors. But that was a blessing in disguise, because now that there's no more fear, no more fun about that, now a lot of developers who are joining in, it's a little bit too little too late. The ones who stuck around, we take a look at something that put themselves in a very fantastic position, much like Zebec. They're here to catch the wave. It's much better anticipating, in my opinion, as opposed to chasing, logically speaking in most cases. Because take a look at, for instance, is it much better if, let's say I surf at the ocean, if I put myself in a prime position to catch the wave, as opposed to me trying to chase a wave that's 50 feet away? That's impossible, at least for me. I'm not Aquaman, right? That's some Aquaman stuff right there. So the way you take a look at it, it's much better anticipating, putting myself in a good position to catch the wave as opposed to chasing it. So Zebec, they understood that concept, of course, obviously, in my opinion, which is why I think they're going to catch the wave theoretically. Now, why is 10 cents a price target for me? It's because, first of all, I don't think it's unrealistic. If it were to go to that price, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $7 billion. Not bad, right? Even XRP has a market cap of over $100 billion as of right now. Dogecoin reached over 80 billion back in 2021. Shiba Inu reached around 40 billion. I mean, I don't think it's too much to ask for. 10 cents is around a 76x from here. That's over a 70x. So when it comes to ZBCN, it doesn't even really need to do that much in the grand scheme of things to hypothetically do very well, in my opinion, which is why I think it's a must-have in my portfolio. Yeah, sure, again, there's room for fun projects like, meme coins and AI projects, blockchain gaming, NFTs, DeFi, of course. But when it comes to ZBCN, it has to be one of my mainstays. I view this as quote-unquote sort of like the next up-and-coming XLM or something like that. I don't think it's ever going to defeat XLM, by the way. I'm just going to say that straight up. But the way you take a look at it is just giving me that vibe. It's like, for instance, is Pepe ever going to defeat Dogecoin? Absolutely not. Let alone even Shiba Inu. But again, it kind of has that vibe of the next big meme coin. And when it comes to ZBCN, it could theoretically be that, which is why I believe in it. And why wouldn't I believe in it? There's over 600 million crypto owners as of right now, according to Crypto.com research, more than ever before in history. I'm not going to give up. When there's that many crypto owners, I think that this point could be so special, but it's just a waiting game. Just imagine once April, May, June, July comes along, and as Bitcoin starts doing a lot better, 150,000, 200,000, I just don't see why this is a bad pick for me. As the old saying goes, a high tide raises all ships. If Bitcoin does reach greater levels and reaches that next step, man, when it comes to 10 cents for ZBCN, I don't see why not. It's just a waiting game, really, because historically speaking, altcoins, as a worst case scenario, they do typically peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event, which based off of the last Bitcoin halving event, it would actually mean around October this year, because it did, of course, happen in April of last year. So really, it's near the end of this year, give or take. It's not a guarantee. I don't know for sure, but it's just based off of history, a good benchmark in my opinion, which is why I'm still going to be dollar cost averaging anytime I acquire ZBCN, hold, and I just wait, because again, 10 cents during this born wouldn't surprise me whatsoever, and it's a must have in my portfolio. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's Mali the Captain, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace. Bye.